dog. It is the greatest Cubs and, as of late, overall baseball coverage after dark. This is Cubfidential. I'm your producer, Denzel Snipes. We got a pretty quick but loaded show for you. So without further ado, we had something major happen last night. We're going to talk about that, and of course, a little bit of a rule change maybe, and then of course the Hot Cup Time Machine, the throwback topic. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get your host, JB Ellis.
Welcome to Cubfidential. 8 days from opening day. We had a doozy last night. We got some rules going on. I don't know. I need Mr. Ubbs himself to step into the booth so we can get started.
What's going on tonight?
Not much, man. So did you watch the game last night, first of all?
Yeah, no question. And I'll tell you this, it's like, I get to say this, it's like as much as anything else, I wish USA would have proved me wrong, but I did pick Japan. And
listen, we spoke about this earlier on the other show with Scott's, the South Florida Tribune. Timing. If this was the right time of year, this would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
The fact that it's in March, people aren't ready for baseball, it's a shame because I think we all missed something special.
Well, it's been 20 years of World Baseball's Classics, every 4 years, 5 times. Third time Japan won it. I can say this though, it was phenomenal. It just constantly gets better and better, and they do need to move it, and they need to showcase it more because that was exceptional baseball.
Telling you, All-Star break, play it like the World Cup of soccer. Send it to a bunch of different stadiums.
Yep.
Let the whole country see it. You can play, other parts of the world. I think it's the way to do it. Rob, hire me. I'll make it work. Me, Mr. Ubbs, Denzel Snipes, we're available. We'll be a World Baseball Classic team. Let's make it happen.
Absolutely. And it's like, and think about this. Look at the NBA now, like NBA Africa, NBA Europe, those type of things. They could do it too eventually. They could do everything like that themselves. Everything's going around. The only thing that hasn't gone around the world yet, and they're trying, is the NFL. They're trying, but it's like it hasn't gone in the same boat. So, and they are working on it because I remember what somebody said over at that Japan has their own league for football. So it's like that they're working on it themselves. They said that at the Super Bowl, which I would have loved to have heard that because that would have been an interesting feedback. But it's still not the world thing the way baseball is or soccer is or any of those.
We actually had the MVP of the Japanese league on the sports arena during the National Scouting Combine. And it is actually the top league behind the CFL and the NFL.
Right.
So that's
it's getting there. No, it's getting there. But bringing up that game, this is what I was bringing up, how I loved watching Japan, and I watched the Korean games when it was during COVID. And it's all those, they all play the game right. And it's like, and you think about the USA, their two runs were homers. It's like, and now I'm trying to remember the whole deal. The 2 runs were homers, and you get to and you get exactly where Japan goes. Their patience, they had their patience. I think it was like 9 strikeouts to 5 for Japan. So it's like those are the things. Japan just has patience. They play it right. They don't make a lot of mistakes. And when you have a 1-run game, that makes a huge difference.
You know what I was impressed with most? Because I got a chance to watch Mike Trout's at bat. That's as much as I've seen of the World Baseball Classic. The umpire on the 2 close pitches that were called balls were actually balls right outside the strike zone. He didn't make a bad call. Trout swung at all the strikes. So, we didn't see how he would call them, but the umpire was on the money with his balls and strikes with that at bat, which is a great thing because it was an important part of the game. And congratulations to Ohtani. Being named MVP, the man is phenomenal. And
they're saying he's going to make $600 million. They're thinking he's going to get a $600 million contract.
It's just amazing to me to see the Angels with Trout and Ohtani go make the playoffs. But let's move on to the MLB, considering tweaking the pitch clock prior to MLB, prior to opening day. 8 days away from opening day today. These guys, these yokels, these cartoon characters that run MLB baseball. That's what I'm going to call them from now on. Yokels and cartoon characters.
Yeah.
How are you making changes or thinking about it 8 days before opening day? What's your thoughts on that?
What happened is because one of those games, like the White Sox game, again, I forget who against, they literally started on a 1-1 pitch because both the batter and the pitcher missed their clock. So it started at 1-1. So it's a stupid play. So it's completely dumb. It's the way that they're doing the pitch clock has been stupid all spring training to begin with. So yeah, they're going to get it because they don't want to they do not want to burn themselves out and have these problems in the regular season.
Yeah, the rule is stupid to begin with. Most of the tweaks that MLB has made to the game, in my opinion, are stupid. The one that I can live with is the universal DH. In all honesty, every other rule change, it's baseball. The beauty of baseball is it's untimed. Even banning the shift, as much as I hate the shift, you're telling people where they can stand in baseball. That's not baseball. It's just sad. You know what good hitters do with the shift? They learn how to hit the ball the other way. They learn how to bunt. There's coaches. These guys get paid a lot of money to coach. Teach the guys how to hit against the shift, and you don't need to ban it.
It's the biggest issue is let's blame the amount of fans of this era in the first place for that. And hey, Will, they do, and it's like, and I'll tell you this. The biggest thing about it is they have these little situations. They have these situations like, right, by the way, you're going to have we have a limited amount of pickoffs, and you have all these. They're afraid. They're afraid that they're going to lose people. They're afraid to have more time. They're afraid to have more time into the game. They're trying to lessen the amount of time just because everybody's got a microwave mindset of we've got to have it now. We want the home runs. We want this. But the biggest issue is the fact if you want to be able to change things, how about as far as team to team, let's start seeing more stolen bases. Let's start seeing more stolen bases, more more contact, more all of that. Let's start seeing those things. And that can be team to team. That doesn't even have to be Manfred.
Yeah, let's get to the Hot Cub time machine and finish this show out on a strong note. Let's talk about 2015, a great year for the Cubbies, getting back to the playoffs and winning a game. Tell me about that experience. Tell me what you noticed about that game. Tell me why it's important.
Well, one of the biggest things, too, is when they got swept in both 2007 and 2008. And then they just started to sink. Then they go get and I remember this. Then they went to go get Theo Epstein. And I said they're going to win in 5 years. I got it right on the spot. And then they sunk, and then they got all those draft picks, and they got all that. Then it started to come through. And then that was, I believe that was the Pirates' last postseason, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
And it's like, that was their last, and it's like that just showed what that was. And to me, see, that was a necessary rebuild. There's the example of a necessary rebuild, what was happening after 2008 and 2009. But then Chicago gets into this bad habit, whether it's the Bulls or the White Sox or any of those, where you have, or Cubs especially, where you have this unnecessary rebuild for whatever reason. We don't have necessary, but that was a necessary rebuild to go get all those draft picks and go get those players. And Kyle Schwarber hitting that big giant home run was just the culmination.
Well, this was a great show. We got it in 10 minutes. A little bit of time for a little bit left to post spring training. Mr. Producer, Mr. Cubfidentiality. I saw a guy named Publicist Tatum show up. I had to get the hook for him. It was like Showtime at the Apollo. Went out there with the hook and took him out. But for everybody else, we'll be back next week, the day before opening day. Get your popcorn ready. Get your peanuts, Cracker Jacks. Let's get ready. We're going to have some Cub baseball in 8 days. Till then, this was fun. See you next week.
Absolutely.